It's Tuesday, December 29. This is the news on PBCJ. I'm Carol Francis. The government has ordered the immediate closure of the Lime and Maiden Keys until January 15, 2021. In a release, the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, cited recent gatherings at the Keys with glaring breaches of COVID-19 protocols. ODPEM reportedly consulted with the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, Ministry of National Security, and the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation before ordering the closure. ODPEM also said that the Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard and the Jamaica Constabulary Force Marine Police will continue to monitor the Keys and shall vigorously enforce the laws under the Disaster Risk Management Enforcement Orders. The closure of the Keys is just the latest in a raft of measures to try and flatten the curve of rising COVID-19 cases. Here is the clinical management summary for Monday, December 28.
20 new COVID-19 cases were recorded on Monday. That tally has now moved to 12,752, of which 2,089 are active cases. In the parish breakdown, 8 cases were recorded in St. James and Trelawney and 4 in Westmoreland. No deaths were reported over the last 24 hours, and that total remains at 298. 46 recoveries were reported on Monday, moving that total to 10,207. At this time, 78 persons are hospitalized, 7 are moderately ill, and 8 are critical. For the news on PBCJ, I'm Gabrielle Thompson.
30 Jamaica Public Service employees will be sent home this week with the shutdown of the B6 generating unit at Hunts Bay in St. Andrew. The staff members who will be made redundant represent the entire staff complement of the plant. That unit has been in operation for over 40 years. It will be retired on December 31. According to JPS, its closure is in keeping with the mandate from the Office of Utilities Regulations, the OUR, for the decommissioning of older units. JPS also advised that preparations have been made for those being made redundant. Some are being retained to support the 2 remaining units at Hunts Bay. Others are to be deployed to other power stations. Tourism is a major item on the agenda of talks slated to take place in Nigeria, aimed at formalizing a new bilateral agreement between the African nation and Jamaica. Jamaica's Minister of Tourism, Edmund Bartlett, and Nigeria's Foreign Affairs Minister, Jeffrey Oyama, are optimistic the talks will happen soon. Marlon Samuels reports.
With a direct air link now open between Jamaica and Nigeria, both countries are optimistic that bilateral arrangements in the areas of agriculture, trade, sports, and tourism will prove extremely beneficial. Also on the cards is the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center. It was established by Jamaica to access, forecast, mitigate, and manage risks related to tourism resilience caused by various disruptive factors. At a meeting held at the Round Hill Hotel in Montego Bay, Mr. Bartlett noted that Jamaica has already established a satellite in Kenya for East Africa and is looking forward to having one established for West Africa. Minister Oyema noted that Jamaica has a comparative advantage in tourism. He welcomes the opportunity for Jamaica to share its experience with Nigeria. He is quoted as saying doing so will be a game changer as Nigeria seeks to diversify its economy and create jobs for Nigeria's population of 200 million. On December 21, the historical link between Jamaica and Nigeria was strengthened, with the first non-stop flight from Lagos landing at the Sangster International Airport. For the news on PBCJ, I am Marlon Samuels.
A number of Caribbean entertainers are reportedly slated to perform virtually in a major inauguration party for Caribbean American Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. She is the first black and female Caribbean American to be sworn in as Vice President of the United States. Invest Caribbean has reportedly initiated the Caribbean American Action Network, a collective of Caribbean American and Caribbean organizations, to present a live virtual Caribbean inauguration party under the theme Celebrating Caribbean American Kamala. The virtual event is being planned for January 17, 2021. The performers reportedly include Barbados' soca king Edwin Yearwood and Crossfire, Jamaican gospel singer Joan Myers, and Jamaica's reggae and soca band Fab Five. The lineup of speakers bringing messages of congratulations include Invest Caribbean's Chief Executive Officer Felicia J. Prasad, Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies Sir Hilary Beckles, Chair of the CARICOM Consular Corps of New York, and Caribbean Immigrant Services founder Jamaican Erwin Clare. Invest Caribbean said Ms. Harris is expected to deliver a message to the Caribbean diaspora and Caribbean people globally. The live stream will begin at 7 p.m. on January 17 on the Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube platforms of One Caribbean Television. Almost a week ago, Alliance Financial Services Limited announced an initial public offering, or IPO, of just under $2 billion, which was open on December 28, or rather, which was to open on December 28. However, on Monday, the company announced that the offer would be delayed for another month. In a release, Alliance said the decision to delay came after directors of the selling shareholders were made aware of a matter relating to a separate entity in which they are connected parties. Here now are some quick market details. We go to Gabriel Thompson for the latest business report.
In Monday's trading session, the JSE Combined Index advanced by 818 points to close at under 400,000 units. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 91 stocks, of which 44 advanced, 35 declined, and 12 traded firm. The Junior Market Index advanced by 42 points to close at under 3,000 units. Stocks advanced for 138 Student Living Jamaica, 1834 Investments Limited, and Access Financial Services. Stocks declined for 138 Student Living Variable Preference, Barita Investments Limited, and Berger Paints Jamaica. Trading firm were Caribbean Cream Limited, Derrimont Trading Company Preference Shares, and Elite Diagnostic Limited. Wigton Wind Farm Limited Ordinary Shares was the volume leader with over 29.1 million units, followed by Sagicor Real Estate X Fund Limited with over 12 million units, and Trans-Jamaican Highway Limited with 2.9 million units. Now for the foreign exchange. The US dollar on Monday, December 28, ended trading at $143.36. The Canadian dollar sold for an average $110.39. The pound sterling traded for $190.88, and the euro ended trading at $176.51. Oil rose on Tuesday for the third time in 4 sessions on expectations for rising fuel demand as the United States moved towards expanding its pandemic aid payments and with a final Brexit deal set to stabilize trade between Europe and the United Kingdom. Brent crude futures added 49 cents to settle at $51.35 a barrel. West Texas Intermediate crude futures gained 41 cents at $48.03 a barrel. And that does it for this edition of the Business Report on PBCJ. I'm Gabriel Thompson.
In regional news, an earthquake with a magnitude of 5 was recorded off the coast of Antigua and Barbuda on Monday morning. Data from the Seismic Research Center at the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus indicates that the quake was located at latitude 18.56 degrees north and longitude 60.76 degrees west and had a depth of 10 kilometers. The tremor was also felt in sections of St. Kitts, Nevis, and Guadeloupe. There are no reports of damages or injuries. There is shock and dismay in a St. Lucian community after a disturbing video of a victim of a horrendous assault went viral. The disturbing video features a man bound, most of his clothes torn, semi-nude and writhing in pain, with what appears to be deep lacerations across his mutilated, badly burnt body. Law enforcement officials are trying to put the pieces together.
A Christmas celebration turned deadly in the community of Wavin Chabot, leaving 62-year-old Moses Leon dead. Leon was said to be attending a small gathering on a porch in the community with friends when sources allege an altercation erupted. Leon was reportedly attempting to defuse the scuffle, but the would-be peacemaker received multiple stab wounds to his chest by one of the male combatants. A resident of Wavin Chabot, Sandra Cherubin, who was attending another nearby gathering, says she witnessed the blood-soaked body of Leon on the ground following the incident.
I was coming up from party, and then in raising up my head, that step there, I see a lot of people there. I wondering what happened there. When I come a little closer to right there, I see a man lie down on the ground there with full of blood. Full of blood on him. So I know him from times of Marsha. His name is Moses. But the people here is Moses. And then when I look, I see he's here.
The owner of the property, senior citizen Nicholas Weeks Gaston, says he was awakened from his slumber about 11 p.m. by the uproar of the altercation. However, he says he did not witness the skirmish firsthand. Leon was said to frequent the porch for leisure.
Well, I wouldn't know his character, but I know he comes there. He plays dominoes, we play dominoes, and he relax.
How do you feel knowing that something like this happens?
Shema. Well, they were there in the Christmas party. They had the grill, they had the thing, and I was inside. After a while, they had the music stopped, and I heard there was a squat going on, and when I did, I saw they were leaving. That's all I saw.
Did you see the body?
The body of Moses. Well, before when I think what came, the ambulance. I heard the ambulance, so I peeped in my window there, and I saw they going with the body.
Law enforcement was called out to the scene of the deadly squabble in Wavin Chabot on Christmas Day.
About 11:25 p.m., police responded to an incident at Wavin Chabot. The victim, 62-year-old Moses Leon, was reported to have received several stab wounds about the body. He was conveyed to the OKEU hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. A post-mortem examination is scheduled for today to ascertain the true cause of death. One man is in custody in relation to that matter.
The disturbing bloodletting was preceded by another incident in Bogis Babono on Christmas Eve. Superintendent of Police in charge of crime management, George Nicholas, notes the demanding pressure placed on emergency and law enforcement responders.
It was a very busy Christmas season for law enforcement officers, where on Thursday, December 24th, 2020, about 10:25 p.m., Babono police responded to an incident at Bogis. Upon arrival, they discovered Simon Dillis of Bogis with an apparent injury to the head. He was medically examined by a doctor and was pronounced dead on the scene. A post-mortem examination is scheduled for today to determine the true cause of death.
60-year-old Simon Dillis was allegedly struck twice in the head, once with a bottle and again with a concrete brick. Police are said to have a suspect in custody in relation to that incident. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.
Should party goers pay to attend a virtual fete? That's the dilemma facing party promoters in Trinidad and Tobago as they get ready to host a few of their events virtually. Although Carnival 2021 is cancelled, a few fete promoters are still trying to give partygoers a taste of the real thing and are hoping to offer an entertainment experience similar to what their fans are used to. As Kimberly De Souza tells us, one fete in particular will give patrons a feel of being at the party, but at a cost.
2021 is already shaping up to be a year of firsts, and Fet promoters are trying to be innovative in their offerings. They're also trying to decide whether or not they should attach a fee to the virtual experience. Public Relations Officer of Trinity College's Soca in Mocha Foundation, Dexter Charles, said they plan to offer an interactive experience to partygoers.
When you come in, the entertainment doesn't start right away, and so you get to walk around and do different things. Just like how you have girls at the entrance with tasting and giveaways, it'll be that kind of thing we created in a sense. So you could get to walk around and enjoy and then you'll get an announcement from the host. Just like if you're there, saying come front stage, entertainment will be started in 5 minutes.
Mr. Charles said the event is a major fundraiser for the college, as he noted that persons will need to pay to view the event.
Because people are not accustomed paying for a virtual event, right? It's normally free. That's a streamed event. But we want to go a different way in terms of how we monetize it. So we look into the numbers, but we made the ticket price very reasonable. So the early bird is 15 US and the regular ticket will be 22.
Fatima Fet, on the other hand, will be streamed for free on the school's YouTube channel. President of Fatima Old Boys Association, Ruth Van Thompson, said their event will be streamed over a 3-day period. It will feature performances by Delina Dan, Blacks in the All Stars, and Second Star and the Soca Squad. Viewers are encouraged to make donations.
We are encouraging, imploring, pleading, asking for the viewers to donate towards the school by donating on the supportfatimacollege.com website, where you can place or pledge, make donations to our partner weekly. So there is how we hope to access funding towards keeping the school running.
Popular Fet promoter Randy Glasgow is also planning to feature a virtual incarnation of his Soca with Her and the Chutneyland events, but he is exploring payment options.
We're exploring the options, but we know our Caribbean brothers and sisters, in foreign land, over the years they get accustomed to getting everything free online and so forth. So it's quite difficult to probably try to charge. We don't know what the response will be like, but they don't want to do all that work and have all the artists give their best and they put it for sale and it's not patronized properly. So we have to look at everything.
As promoters and fetters learn to live in a new world, pay-to-party virtual events may just become part of the new norm. Kimberly D'Souza, TTT News.
A hearing is to take place in the Bahamas on the matter of exploratory oil drilling 90 miles off the island's coast. Bethany McDermott reports.
Principal of Sumner Strategic Partners Edison Sumner says while concerns raised by environmentalists over exploratory oil drilling shouldn't be ignored. If oil is found in the Bahamas, it could lead to temporary benefits for the economy.
If oil is found, then it could be a game changer for the country for a period of time. And I say a period of time because the world is now shifting from more use of oil, crude oils, etc., and going more towards clean energy, LNG, natural gas, etc. So the lifespan of this, I do not know, but certainly I think that in years to come, we're going to be shifting away from the use of fossil fuels and crude oils and going more towards clean energy usage.
Given the state of the economy, Sumner said anything that could bring jobs and revenue should be considered. 1 week ago, the Bahamas Petroleum Company began its exploratory oil drilling in the Bahamas. Environmentalists have expressed outrage over the matter, with Bahamas National Trust Executive Director Eric Carey calling it duplicitous and hypocritical. Attorney General Carl Bethel and Minister of Financial Services, Trade, Industry and Immigration Ellsworth Johnson both said it's an agreement the country cannot get out of. Sumner, who's also a member of the Economic Recovery Committee, said he found this puzzling.
The fact that the government has indicated that they are locked in a deal that they find it difficult to get out of is a bit of a puzzle to me, but I was not a part of those negotiations, so I would not know the details of them. But to have entered an agreement and there is no clear termination clause or no clear exit strategy, every agreement has a way to get out of it, right? That's just the way agreements are written, and they're there for the protection of both parties or all parties to a contract.
Sumner added this is something that should be approached very cautiously, noting that an oil spill could be catastrophic. He said he would like to see the same energy placed in technological advancements.
If we can take that same degree of energy, the same degree of resources, and put it into our technological advancements in the country, where we're able to talk about, and not only talk, but actually begin to implement strategies and policies in establishing the Bahamas as a technology hub, Silicon Valley of the Americas. That is why I think a lot of this energy effort ought to be placed. There's a lot less risk involved. There is no or very little impact on the environment.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
In sports, Jamaica Football Federation Technical Committee Chairman Rudolph Speid has frowned on the decision by FIFA to cancel the 2021 Men's Under-20 World Cup. Mr. Speid says that the move will stifle the development of young footballers in Jamaica. The 2021 edition of the tournament was scheduled to take place in February. The Bureau of the FIFA Council announced recently that the competition was cancelled because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the difficulties of hosting international sporting events, and international traveling restrictions. Mr. Speid says the inability of young players to continue developing their skill sets through consistent training and participation in local, regional, and international competitions will affect their growth and the sport over a long period. And that's our package. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same place, right here for more news and sports on PBCJ, the People's Station.